have this burden to, for those who are willing, those who want it, to help you become like the most phenomenal leader ever. Like that's my goal, right? And leadership, learning leadership, becoming really good at leadership doesn't happen quickly because leadership really is a reflection of our values, how we see other people. And so we have to go through it, go through it, go through it, go through it. So does anybody here, for example, feel like an expert in coaching for performance?
When I joined Inner Circle, I was pretty command and control. Like everything went through me. I made all the decisions. Nobody could do anything without it going through me. I had I wore all the hats, had my thumb on everything, and I was doing that thinking that that's how I had to do it to keep everything going and to be
That's how corporate America does it. Why would we think any different?
so so now I've um um am much closer to trust and inspire leadership, coaching leadership. I instead of just giving instructions, I ask a lot of questions and I'm letting just letting go of the control and um kind of coaching versus commanding.
I think the lesson in that from a leadership perspective is pick the people around you pretty carefully.
Mm.
So I think that my leadership journey since I came into the inner circle has been an exercise, Howard, in watching you and watching how you lead and watching how you advise people under duress, watching how you ask so many questions. And I think that over time, that just rubs off, whether we're in a coaching for performance book or one thing or whatever it is. I think at the end of the day, no matter what book you're in, who you surround yourself with makes the biggest difference. And
Yeah.
for the inner circle, I didn't have a group of people that I surrounded myself with. I was like, listen, I am an island. I got this, no problem. I'll just take care of business. And I did. And business is very successful, which is good news. But the greater news is, from the first time sitting in a conference, watching you talk to us about the fact that your staff was just getting back from a vacation to you had just sent Michelle, or we're going to send Michelle on a vacation to Hawaii. And I just thought, man, I thought I was doing a good job. And, you helped me up my game. So I feel like I don't think, I don't know what arrival would look like because I'm pretty sure I'm nowhere close to arriving, but I love the leadership journey that I've been on in the inner circle. And I love seeing people in my company on that same journey.
All right, I'm gonna go to Liz.
Thank you.
Liz, talk to me about your journey,
Um,
leadership journey.
so I really think a lot like Sherry, like I just lean in and watch you so much. And I think even from the coaching for performance, like I slowed down. I'm not quick to answer anymore. And my go-to statement is tell me more. And it allows me like that little or that time to just breathe. So when someone suggests something to me, instead of reacting or instead of automatically knocking it down or whatever, I just say, tell me more.
Yeah.
And I think that's been super powerful. I think another piece is, and I didn't realize how important this piece was. Well, maybe there's two pieces. So experiences. You talked about this yesterday or Tuesday in the webcast too, but I look to create experiences for people anymore. I'm not looking for giving them even a discount. Everything we do in the business is about the experience of the customer. And I just feel like in all of my relationships, I'm making it about the experience. And then finally, and I have to tell you this story. So Brian goes on this job yesterday, and it's a three-story. It's a huge, like, it's an old building that needs cleaning. And he's talking to these guys, and he's at the end of the job, and the guy's standing around the truck, and he goes, I that's a three-cylinder or something. I don't know. I'm like the worst person to have this part of the conversation. But the guy's telling him a story about how he met this couple in Chicago, and he was flying back to Albany, and they had a picture a of the lake that they live by on their map, and their family owns a family business, and they also own a business. And come to find out, this is the guy we gave a ride home from the airport like a year and a half ago. And he's telling, like, not only was he telling Brian this story, not realizing that Brian was the one that gave him a ride home in the middle of the night, but he's telling about how his wife
That's
was
great.
really sick during that time. So for us to give him an hour-long ride so his wife didn't have to drive out in the middle of the night because our flights were delayed and everything was just incredible how that came back around. He had no idea that it was us when he called us, but it was us that gave him a ride, a year and a half ago. And just those things would have never happened prior to meeting you because I really kind of stuck to myself. Whereas now I ask everyone questions. So
Mm.
like I ask, I know who's waiting on me at any given table when I go out, and I just feel like I talk to people or ask more questions about their life than I ever have, in the past. And I think that really is coming back around in a way I didn't realize would happen.
100%. I
Yeah.
love that. All right, Josh, give us a quick snapshot, 1 or 2 minutes on your leadership journey.
Leadership journey for me is, I don't think for me, it didn't start as quickly. Chestnut jumped into this a lot faster than I did. And I'll be the first to own that. Um, my journey really kind of got kickstarted when I saw that she was really, really more involved, and it was starting to create some friction in and around. And I went from almost being kind of on the outskirts of it, going, this is going to work itself out. I mean, everything, I've always had successful situations, and they, I don't really can't explain how they got to be successful. They just sort of worked themselves out. Well, this one wasn't exactly working itself out. So I kind of had to start really digging in, and giving everybody around me more confidence in the numbers, and maybe that we weren't doing exactly what we needed to do with the numbers, but at least we know what our budget was going to be, what information needed to be provided, and finding myself within within you and your group the resources necessary to gain that knowledge and that confidence to convey it more properly, and then gaining confidence to, even if we're not where we want to be, we can see where we're going now, which is huge, and then being able to put that in place for those around me.
It's been such a hard, incredible, amazing journey, but I am so freaking hungry to be, to do, and to have, man. I can't, I mean, like it's like fire in my bones, I'm telling you. And so it's changed everything about me. From before, it was like a wonder and a lie, but now it's there. I'm running with it. And I think that for me is one thing I wanted to say is, after seeing you like talk to people last week at the beach, and when we were on that little train thing, you were asking questions and stuff. Well, I took that with me, and I was thinking about that. And I had a state meeting yesterday with all these business managers from the union. And anyways, I just start asking them questions. And normally, when you get around these business managers for the union, they are very intimidating and stuff. But I had such an amazing time. And that is my goal, is to be the #1 construction cleanup company for the union in Michigan. And I'm just really, really excited because my passion is greater than it's ever been. And I feel like I feel like being able to do the things that we're doing now and to have a really great team behind us, I'm just really excited for 26. Really excited. And
Awesome.
I thank God for all of you. I love you guys so much. Like and you, Howard, you have been like the catalyst, the pioneer for me, and you've changed my life. And every single one of you, you guys push me forward. And I just want to say thank you, and I love you guys so much.
This is what this is what's missing out there, community.
Yeah.
There's plenty of information, but the idea of us all like supporting one another, encouraging one another. And listen, not hard accountability, but we keep each other accountable. We keep each other on track. Y'all keep me on track.